What's up, duckies? What do you think, Bubba? What do you think? I've pretty much, like, my garden has just pretty much erupted in weeds. I mean, this was supposed to be cauliflower, and it's grass. This is red cabbage. Now it's grass. My corn's got all kinds of weeds growing up in it. This here is zucchini. I just put that zucchini in not too long ago. I put it in a little late. And I have been trying to stay on top of that at least, but it's rough looking. More cabbage. Pretty much a grass patch. Carrots. I think I'm just gonna try to harvest them wherever they're at. See if they're sellable. If not, we'll eat them. But they are just, I mean, crowded out. This is supposed to be onions. I don't see one single onion in here. It's pretty much entirely grass. And I haven't staked up my tomatoes. And so, like, we had some wind and some rain. Look, check this out. Look at all those tomatoes on there. But it's toppled over. Same with this one. They've got too heavy. I like to trim them a lot more than that. Here we got. So I got these. I actually got out here and I staked these up. And I trellised them. And they're like not looking that bad. Looks like I got a couple that the string snapped on there, but I think we can fix that. So my peppers, looking rough. Everything's just exploded. I've got rain. What happened is we had a leak in our basement a while back. And so we were getting, like, every time it would rain, it would get wet. So we had all kinds of structural problems there. So we had a company come in, and they put basically this French drain around it. And so far we've gotten some heavy rain since then, and it's helped. It's done awesome. But the problem was, in those 2 weeks, I've been, getting that ready. I had to get everything away from the walls. I had to tear down shelves. Everything, all the electrical circuits had to come out. I had to get the drywall that was finished in the basement that was all moldy. I had to rip it all out. I mean, that took so much time. I'd go to work, I'd come home, and then I'd be ripping drywall out. And now, for the last week, after they fixed it, we made sure it was good to go. And then now I've been doing the opposite. I've been putting drywall up and studding up the walls every day and mudding. And it's just, I've let my garden go. And it's just, now I'm like, man, is it even worth it? Should I just till this all in? Or just let the chickens and ducks come out and take it? I mean, I think I can manage to save some tomatoes. I mean, most of these are fine. The problem is I don't spray anything. I don't spray for weeds. I just, manually do it. I come out here, look, check out this dill. This is a voluntary dill. I planted that last year. That's probably a mistake to plant that in an area where I want to plant other things, because it looks like it's pretty much going to come back every year strong. Yeah, it's all over the place. I noticed the garlic is starting to turn brown. This is the first year I've done garlic, so I have no idea what that's even supposed to, when it's harvestable, but it looks like this is a good time now. I'm gonna have to check out and see what's under the ground there. Come on, Bubba, let's go find the spade. Come on. Hey guys, so I got this row of carrots right here that you see behind me, and so it's grown up in weeds. Most of it's weeds. I want to get these carrots out of here and rework this bed. So we got a farmer's market tomorrow, so they're not huge carrots and they probably need more time, but I don't want them to become so overgrown with weeds that I have a problem. And it's also getting hot, so I want to harvest these and get these out of here before it gets too hot, because carrots really don't like the heat much. And so I'm going to get these out of here and I'm going to retail this up, get some more fertilizer in here, some rabbit manure and things like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to replant some carrots probably at the end of the month, so they'll be ready for the winter. So they're not huge, but overall they're a little bit bigger than what I thought they would be. I pulled these up, they're kind of like all intertwined with each other, so obvious. So I just want to show you guys this one. This is a good one. So this isn't like, it wasn't a huge amount of like vegetation above, but for some reason it's just big, and I think it's just plainly because it has to do with the soil and the spacing. So I don't know. Cool. Hopefully they're more like that. So, you know, they're salvageable, but we'll sell them for a cheap price because they're not the best, highest quality, but, you know, at least we'll get something out of that work that we put in there. Hey guys, so check this out. This is garlic seeds. I found this garlic scape on the ground, and it's opened up, and it's let go of all, or it's formed all these seeds. Like how many people have grown garlic from seeds here watching right now? Like typically they're grown from cloves. But these, you know, these are the seeds, and I'm just wondering if the germination rate good or bad, or what's up with that. So check this out, guys. So watermelon, tomatoes, peppers, and cabbage. That was gonna be like my market crops this year. And so look at these watermelons. They look strong and they look healthy, even though there is a ton of grass growing in between them all, and I gotta get in there and weed it, but like look how thick and lush they are. I got them too crowded, I do know that. They're gonna be spreading out everywhere. I mean, this is just the beginning here. So I need to lay down more black mat and let them spread out. But they look healthy, but I don't want a bunch of small watermelons, so I gotta get in there. I gotta do some weeding, and possibly, you know, I got a bunch of blooms on there too. So some blooms in there. To be honest, I think this is I don't know what this is. This isn't watermelon though. I got some volunteers growing up in there, something. I've got to get this cleared out. It is just like, it's a mess, dude. It's a mess. All right, so let's see what this garlic is doing here. All right, I'm gonna pick a nice medium-sized one. Fork in there, lift it up out of the ground. Try not to mess it up here. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, not bad, guys. I honestly think I'm gonna go ahead and harvest them. They're not as big as what I was hoping for, what they probably should be. But I think they're ready to harvest anyway. The stalks have turned brown. There's not much green left on them. I think they're not going to grow much more. I mean, the stalks are they're dead, you know. Like, they're not going to grow much more now. So instead of letting them rot, I'm going to get them out of the ground. This is the first year, so I just don't know. You know, how big they're supposed to get. And I'm learning, man. I'm learning. All right, so that's something that I can do. I can get these garlic out and then just mow over this, and that will get rid of a lot of these weeds. And so I'm gonna start by doing that, and then I've got to get these tomatoes staked up and fixed. So Baker Creek heirloom seeds, I got these really cool. These are called Brad's Atomic tomatoes, and they're almost done. They're pretty cool looking. These are like smaller cherry tomatoes. But as you can see, the ones on the trellis are doing really well. These, not so much. I gotta get in there, I gotta prune them and get that finished and get these things back. I think I can salvage this garden. It just looks terrible, but I still have faith. I mean, if I was a grass farmer, I would do excellent right now at the market. Fortunately, I'm not a grass farmer. So these cabbage, I'm just trying to wait for them to get done so I can pull them out of there, and then I'm gonna till up this whole area here, and I gotta figure out what to plant in that. Is Amanda coming to check on me? Did the gym wreck you pretty bad?
Right here.
Pulled the old hammy, huh? I think I got a few cabbages in here that are ready to harvest. This one right here looks, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out of there. As you can see, they're growing up in weeds as well. You're gonna see that this is a common theme here. But, so I snip these at the bottom. Just gonna snap those off where they have some wormholes. And then I end up with this ball of cabbage here. So I can clean that up and sell that. And I'm gonna put about $2 on that. That's what they sell for in the store, like $1.98. But you know, it's a nice, good cabbage. It's not huge, but it's still good. So, like as you can see, like everything's super close together. Like that's a learning point. You know, that's an issue. Just having all this stuff this close together was not a good idea. I got some cabbage moths that ate a lot of leaves off, which sucks, but it is what it is. I don't spray. Try to get them out of here, get some kind of value out of this. I'm gonna get the Swiss chard out as well. And so, I mean, you just basically cut that at the base there. Yeah, find my, oh, phew, caught the camera before it fell flat on its face. Cut it down here as much as I can. And bundle that. A little bit in here, not much. As always, throw all the waste to the chickens and ducks. They don't seem that enthused right now. They've been fed. I'm pulling all kinds of weeds and throwing it in there. They've been scratching through that, so they're probably tired from that. They're laying in the shade. Well, it's all shaded out here right now, but when they find that cabbage, there's a bunch of frog eggs in there, or something, some kind of eggs. I think they're gonna like that. Oh yeah, there's a hog head there from our butchered hog. Getting picked on. Just let it go. It's just as long as it's not on the ground. Looking better. Post up. Just need to prune, tie them to the post. Death to all weeds. Oh man, look at these bad. There's so many tomatoes on these plants. It's ridiculous. Yeah, those peppers definitely needed weeded bad. They're getting good size to them though, especially these. Seen some blooms on there.
Yeah.
I guess so. What happened here is this tomato plant got heavy on both sides where it was forked, and so it split right there in the middle. But this is beyond, I mean, this is not beyond repair here. Like, no problem. We can fix this. Okay, first of all, so this is a little starch that's growing out of there. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna leave this one because it's got a bunch of tomatoes, and basically what I do is I pick the branch that I think is the most healthiest, which right now, this has got a couple of great looking tomatoes on it. And this one, it's got several small ones. It's got a lot of potential ones. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna completely trim all that off. I'm gonna tie one main branch off. I'm gonna let these grow a little bit, and then I'm gonna cut those off and use those as green tomatoes. And then I'm gonna cut the rest of this branch right here at the very bottom. so that all that will be left is just this one main branch. You know, the good thing, I mean, what you want to do is not let it get to this point. You want to pick one main branch and you want to trim that everything off except for that one main branch on these kinds of tomatoes or whatever, like beefsteak tomatoes. You want to pick one main branch and then, you know, trellis them up. But obviously I let this one go too long and got heavy and it broke off. And that's why you want to do it. You can trellis one main branch, and so, but I can fix this. It can be salvaged. Okay guys, so I've got my main branch tied up here, as you can see, up the trellis. And so I just tied this one real loose off to the side, because like I said, I just can't see these getting wasted. You know, these sell pretty well at the market, these green tomatoes, and so I'm gonna let them go a little bit and get a little bit bigger, and then I'll sell them as green tomatoes, and then I won't waste it. And after I've picked them off or gotten the ones that I can, I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna snap that completely off and untie it and then compost it, and then I'll have this one main branch, and everything, you know, will be all good from there. But I just find it hard to waste some, especially, you know, when the tomatoes already put out so much energy to, you know, make those tomatoes. And so I'm gonna just go ahead and try to use them as best I can. Use everything. Waste not, want not.
The line.
Right.
See those purple?
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Those are basil,
I know.
so don't pull those, okay?
Yeah, I know. I was not gonna pull them.
All right.
Okay,
These.
come down here. Okay, and you see this?
Yeah.
Right here. Here's some more weeds.
That's basil there too.
Yeah, don't pull this one here, see? Look, that's basil.
Smells
Those are
good.
basil.
You smell it?
Come here. Here. You smell it? Smell the leaf.
Oh, it smells like basil, but it smells bad, a little bit bad.
We put that in spaghetti.
It smells. Oh, I love spaghetti.
Look at this one. It's trying to grow.
We'll just, if you want, we'll go along this little line here and I'll help.
So the finished product on these tomatoes looks so much better trellised. Posted up, got them up off the ground. I still got some trimming to do there in the middle, but I got a lot of pruning done and a whole bunch of weed pulling in between here on these pepper plants. They're looking way better. Even got in here in the watermelon and pulled a lot of that grass and stuff. I got some still left in there to do, but it looks a whole lot better than the whole. So I'm getting it back on track. And as you can see, you know, I've got some green tomatoes that I already pulled off there, but I'm gonna have a ton of tomatoes to sell. These are Romas, beefsteak, brandy wine, and varieties of cherry tomatoes. And there's even some of those that I showed you the other day. The atomic grape coming in pretty awesome. I think I'm going to take a lot of those and use those as seeds. They're pretty cool. I'm going to see how they taste. So I'm looking forward to seeing how those taste.